Iain Corbett, Newcastle ahead of the county final against Adare. So it came through Monaleen yesterday, tough challenge, we got the job done. That's what semi-finals are for.
Yeah, look, I suppose we'll critique our performance in due course, but I suppose the main thing was to get over the line and get back to another final, and we did that thankfully.
I suppose a real luxury, the bench you have, that likes of Jeremy Kelly, who played inter-county this year, came on and got the goal last year. It was AJ, just real competition for places.
Yeah, look, I think we've 34 players, like there's a lot of lads pushing for places, and Diarmid, I suppose, would have been disappointed not to start yesterday, but he processed it the right way, and I suppose he's given Jimmy food for thought for the next 2 weeks. But if Diarmid starts, then it'll be someone else coming off the bench, and I suppose that's the joys of having a strong squad.
6 games so far, 6 wins, all going to plan coming into the final.
Yeah, I suppose you kind of take it step by step. For the group, our focus would have been to top the group and go straight to a semi-final, and then I suppose the last few weeks we've been focusing on Monaleen once we knew it was them and getting back to another final. So all gone to plan so far.
Adare in the final, you're no strangers to them, even in finals this stage, 3 in 6 years, so you're under no illusion what's ahead.
Yeah, look, both teams will know plenty about each other. I suppose last year and all the previous years, look, they're a formidable side. They showed yesterday, even missing a few key players this year, they have that experience in winning tight games, and it'll be a massive challenge in 2 weeks' time.
Talk about tight games, last year's final obviously was a very tight game. Two teams just kind of cancel each other out. You'll be, I suppose, looking for a better game this year and a better performance from yourselves.
Yeah, look, it's not something I watch too often now. It wasn't a great game, spectacle-wise. But I suppose teams are going to be cautious and have their own setup, and look, it's going to go down to the wire again. A moment of magic from AJ last year will probably take something like that again to separate the two sides. Hopefully for the neutrals it's a bit more entertaining, but I suppose both teams' focus is just on winning the trophy.
And obviously, for cases round 5 in the group stage, and Monaleen yesterday, big change in conditions, probably get worse the next 2 weeks. It just lends for hard football, I suppose.
Yeah, look, pitches start getting heavy. It's a different type of football than when you're playing in McNeville at the start of the year and the ground's rock hard. I suppose it's more of a slog, and every score becomes so important, like they're hard to come by and your free takers and whatnot. I suppose it really comes down to the nitty gritty stuff this time of year.
And you've obviously never retained the title, have won it 5 times. Was that a goal at the start of the year to get back to the final, or just taking it game by game?
No, it wasn't really mentioned. I suppose our goal every year is probably to win the county, but there's been no real emphasis put into back-to-back. There's lads involved this year that it's their first year involved, so it'll be their first. There's other lads, it'll be their fourth if we get over the line. No, our focus, I suppose, top the group, and then the last few weeks get to the